Hello.
What's going on?
It's pre-Friday, so it's good.
Oh my God. Well, welcome, everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please give us a thumbs up. I'm doing it right now. Today is our fabulous day where we're reviewing two housewife franchises today: the Real Housewives of Potomac and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, notification bell, tell a friend, all that jazz. Welcome. You want to go over Potomac first?
Yeah. What was your overall impression of this episode? Overall
Uh,
impression.
Potomac?
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was. I was kind of in the same boat. I was like, okay, this will be easy to review because there wasn't much there. Like,
Yeah,
at least not for me.
yeah. It was. Put it this way: Salt Lake City was better. That's saying a lot.
Well, Salt Lake City was pretty good, but they did this. I gotta tell people they Salt Lake City did this to me last year. I'm
They
not
did.
falling for it. I'm
They
not falling
did.
for it. I'm
They
not falling
came
for
out
it.
with a bang and then ended with a wah, wah. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody.
Good
Hi, Nise.
morning.
Hi, Crazy Cat Mama. Okay, so we're gonna start with Real Housewives of Potomac
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with the Candace.
All right, so
Um.
this is season 6, episode 10, Goddesses of War. Okay, so go ahead. Start with Candace, and I see if I can have anything useful to contribute.
Well, Candace. I mean, Candace. Like, we walk into the show with Candace insulting Ashley,
Mm-hmm.
then apologizing. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but to me, it wasn't really an apology. Ashley's like, that's not an apology. And I was like, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. Then we see her with her and Chris are still arguing,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes valid points. He's like, I have things to do. Like, I can't be here all the time because I have things pre-booked, and he's right. And my thing with her is like, you're an up and coming artist. You're not an artist. So you kind of need to take any free help you can get, and any time they can spare, and be grateful.
I think he also made a good point to her about how he felt. Like he felt like what he's doing isn't as good as or valued as much as, or his contributions to the family aren't as good as is what she's doing. That's how she's making him feel. And I think she needs to listen more and try to correct, because a spouse, a partner shouldn't be feeling devalued like that. I mean, it might be true, but if you like him, don't make him feel like that. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's and from what I've seen, he's been handling the business, so you can't be too mad at him. At least he's
Mm-hmm.
wanting to help. At least he's being supportive.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Liz. Hey, Susan. Hey, Yanni. Hey, Jean. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, I thought, well, her finishing the back and forth with Ashley, I could care less about. I I thought both of them were immature with the back and forth. No one else at the table was even saying anything. Like, y'all are grown women. That should have been broken up immediately. Y'all was out in public. Like, stop behaving so stupid. Um, but I did like the part with her and Chris, because
Yes,
that was an honest conversation between a couple. And again, I think she needs to mature a little bit more in this relationship.
she does. She does most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. She's slowly getting there, but
Mm-hmm.
a ways to go. And I want to segue into Ashley because with Ashley, the most interesting part for me was the whole at the goddess party where they each had to choke out one kind thing to say about the other. It just hurts. It hurts their soul to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hilarious to me.
But Ashley showed her maturity when somebody was asking Candace when she invited all of them to the video later on
Mm-hmm.
that week. And someone said, and Ashley too, being petty. And, Ashley said, no, we each give each other our space when, because Candace says, no, she's not invited.
Right.
And Ashley saved her by saying, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
We give each other our space. So again, Candace being petty, it's fine and dandy that you could say she's not invited, but I think the tone in which it was said, or she could have just basically said, Ashley, I did not invite you because I wanted to get my work done. I wanted the mood to be right and I needed to focus and I didn't want any of our petty beefs to get in the way. You are not invited. Case closed. But the snappish tone was churlish.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley has moments of maturity that Candace does not.
Yeah. Agreed. Totally agreed. Ashley's a mom now. She got two babies, and I think she's not Ashley of season one. She's not in her 20s anymore, acting a fool and being super messy. Like she's still messy, but she's not super messy.
How old is Candace?
What, 35 ish, 36?
So don't say that Ashley's not in her 20s anymore. If we're comparing this to Candace, Candace has a maturity issue.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But Ashley, okay, Candace is 34, but Ashley. But I'm just saying with Ashley, she's matured out of that 20s range. Like, because Ashley's 33, so only a year apart. But Ashley's been on the show longer. She's become a mom on the show, so I think she's mellowing out a little bit. But she still has that season one Ashley in her summer. She pulls it out when she needs to.
You know what I think it is? Ashley has learned the reality show ropes.
Mm-hmm.
and knows how to maneuver situations. That's what I think it is. Sometimes I question her maturity too, but whatever.
Well, yeah, of course. Like we were. Let's be honest. In our early 30s, we were just coming out of "It's All About Me" phase, acting a fool phase. You're just coming out of that in your early 30s. I mean, just
What?
coming out of it.
I don't know about you, but I was still in that phase in my 40s. And then I got a rude awakening, and then my life is over.
Yeah, I mean, like I started coming out of that phase where if you said something to me, I didn't like me just snapping on you. I got out of that in pretty much my late 20s. Like,
Oh, not the snapping thing. It was just a state of mind for me. It was
oh,
selfishness. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's why I don't have children because I know I'm too selfish for children.
Mm-hmm.
But coming out of that, it's all about me phase, snapping on people. I would be right. Now I just started to learn, like, you know what? You're not even worth this energy. So I didn't get out of that until I was like, what, late 20s, probably my 30th, 31st birthday. I'm like, you know what? You simply arguing with these people for no reason. And I just got out of it.
What did you think about Candace's little wig at the goddess party?
It was crude and Ashley had to be messy. Her concerns are, well, that wig was moisturized. I'm like, you just can't help yourself.
But I thought it aged her a lot. Like I saw her mother when she came with the wig. Like, put back on the braids. I prefer the
Yeah.
braids. Oh, Yanni agrees with you. Oh, wait, no. Love Jamal. I'm too selfish for children. I thought similar. I'm too lazy for more than one child. Too much work.
But I just knew, like, I wished I had that want to have children. I really did. But then I got older and I wanted to build into a career to where I can up and move. And I just didn't want to have children and keep packing them up because I wanted to move.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? Kids aren't the thing for you, and that's okay. Especially when I see some of these children nowadays. Yeah, no. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I tell myself every day, you did the right thing. Because I have to feel, and it's okay. It's okay. Like one day, hopefully, my friends will have children. I'll be a godfather. That's enough for me. I'm good. I'm okay with that. I'm good. But you have to realize what. Don't do what society thinks you should do by getting married, and having children. Do what's best for you. There's no sense in having children and you really don't want them, or you don't feel that maternal paternal instinct to raise children. Don't
Yep.
do it to yourself. Like you know what, you could borrow a child like an hour or two and send them back to their parents. Perfect. Take them to the mall, find the biggest candy store you can, let them run amok, send them home with like a bag or two of candy, maybe some Haagen Dazs. There you go. Your kid's hot up on sugar. Enjoy. I'll be by next week.
I used to do that to my nephew when he was little. Maybe that's why my sister-in-law didn't like me back then. Whatever. It is what
Right.
it is. Okay, so who's next?
Let's do Giselle. Now, I'm going to
Okay.
say this. Giselle, I like you with your children.
Wait,
I
before we get to that scene with the children, because that
mhm
was a good scene.
mhm
Let's start off at the beginning of the episode where they're at the end of Robin's birthday get together, and Mia delivers the message to Giselle, and Giselle doubles down.
She can't help herself when it comes to Karen. She just can't help herself. I would
You
just said thank you, message received, and kept it moving.
exactly.
I'm not arguing. I'm not going to argue and keep arguing over the same things. It's like, you know what? Thank you for delivering, but that doesn't make good TV though. Maturity does not make for good TV, and we have to remember that.
Right, but she didn't have to say what she said. Like she says, what's your name? Karen and Ray will be dead before she apologizes.
Yeah.
Even Ashley said, Giselle, don't say that. Like, come on,
Right.
really? That's just throwing gasoline on embers. Like, we were just settling this down. And if you,
Mhm.
I know that you say maturity doesn't work, but we just had the argument between the two youngins in the group. This did not help the situation.
Mm-mm. And what did you think about her saying like, "Oh, was this at the goddess party or at her party where they brought up Jamal?" And her,
Candace brings up Jamal at the goddess party and asks
that's what I
like
thought.
critical questions
Mhm.
that we needed to hear. How about this? All right, let's just finish off the party at the beginning and then
Yeah.
do the party at the end, because that's
Yeah.
basically what the
Wait.
episode
What?
was about. Okay, so Mia invites everyone to this goddess luncheon. She throws out what Karen says to her last week about, here's my message. If she just apologizes for using the phrase dead, I will be good with that. We can move forward. And Giselle rebuts with, they both gonna be dead before I apologize. I didn't think it was a great move. I just didn't.
Me neither.
You know, but that was the end of that event. And so, do you want to go to the final party, the goddess party?
Yes.
Okay, so basically everyone arrives. I like the location, but the little footbridge or whatever to get to it was kind of crazy. And is Ashley going to be bringing the baby everywhere?
Right.
Those are my questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
The baby don't need to be everywhere. I'm sorry.
mhm. So do you want to talk about what what Candace asks Giselle?
Yeah. I think that's a good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think she asked all the critical points. Like, did you know? And I don't believe Giselle when she said she didn't know. I'm sorry, not believing that because you perpetuate that relationship all through the season. I'm not buying it. Sorry. But when she also asked her, like, basically, had the was it had the information been relayed differently, would you been more guarded, more accepting, I guess. Did she ask that
Mm.
question? She asked that question. That was her, right?
I think so, yeah, because it was the production that asked her, was that the reason why they broke up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Candace asked her all the other lead questions, which I thought was like, dag, we wanted to know this. Thank you, Candace. Be like this all the time.
She asked all the good questions too. I was like, good question.
Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, Maya did that game was kind of, when she first brought it up, I thought the game was kind of childish, and everybody else at the table agreed, but it kind of
Mm-hmm.
was the catalyst to everything
Correct.
that happened at that luncheon. So good for you, Maya, with your Girl Scout games.
Mia be trying. She
Wait, what did
messy.
I call her? Did I call her Maya?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mia tries. She be messy, but she tries to like bring the group together, and I like that about her.
Hmm. If you say so.
And the game was cute. It was a good icebreaker for them to get into the bigger details, which was Karen and Giselle. I will say that they had the back and forth as usual,
Mm-hmm.
but when Giselle said her children, I was like, well, I mean, like for me, watching the show up until this far, the girls know who their father is. So I'm not. I just didn't understand how they were hurt. Maybe we didn't see it on camera. Maybe they got teased or bullied. But like he's been who he is for a while. So I can't think of this information to them as new. But I'm like, okay, if this is what they say, cool. Karen apologized for. I like Karen to say I apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt your kids. I'm like, okay, Karen. And then Giselle finally apologized for her part. I'm like, okay, here we go. But Candace made a very good point. And when she said, this is the first time we've ever heard you talk about how you feel. You never do this with us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, she's right. And she's like, it's good to see this. And I think that's part of her problem is that she doesn't really, like Karen said, she expects other people to open about their lives when she asks
Mm-hmm.
questions, but she won't do the same. But when you see her with her children, you could tell she feels emotionally safe with them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a big deal. And I think that's where we as an audience we get frustrated, but when you take a step back and really look at things as a whole and you zero in on the good points, she really lets her guard down with her children because I really feel she feels emotionally safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like any mother, you want better for your kids. And when she was talking to her kids, I know I'm jumping backwards again. When she was talking with her kids, I think that was the most honest that we've ever seen of
Hmm.
Giselle. But it was also like, you say that your mom and you, when y'all came out of the divorces, y'all didn't know what you were doing because you were financially tied to this person,
Hmm.
and you were uncertain, and you don't ever want your kids to be in that position. You want them to always be financially independent and on their own and not tied to someone like that. And this goes to show how damaged she is from
Hmm.
her marriage, and
Oh yeah.
still carries that damage. And when she said her kids were hurt, maybe they got some feedback from school, maybe some bullying or something like
Right.
that. But didn't they warn her when she was supposedly getting back with Jamal?
Yeah.
Are you sure, mom? Especially after what happened to you? Like, if your kids were doubting the relationship and warning you
Hmm.
about the relationship, how could they be hurt?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it was more. It probably was more, even more like taunting at school. That's how I took it because they were like you said, they were skeptical from the beginning. They're like, no, we're not, because they weren't feeling it. They were like, no,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm. And she did it anyway. They're like, and they were not happy. So you can kind of just see like,
Look what Yanni said, right? Yes. But Karen kept whining that it was her children who were offended by the dead comments. Yet she did a lot worse to Giselle's children, mom and dad. Okay, so that's why I felt that Giselle pulled the children card at that moment at the goddess lunch. She's like, okay, Karen saying that I hurt her children, so bam, I'm gonna throw down this card. You hurt my kids too.
I mean, they both said things about each other. I think is and one is not bad or better than
Mm-hmm.
the other. They pretty much both did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna be honest, like, and this is another thing I find when people try to do an argument, they're like, well, my wrong was less damaging than your wrong. I'm like, well, no,
Mm-hmm.
you're both still wrong. Yes, the degrees may be slightly different, but you're still wrong.
Okay, did you notice something during the luncheon? It seems I felt, in my opinion, that there was some voiceover work at play during the argument with Giselle and Karen, I think it was. And it was the phrase that were so defensive. Giselle was talking, then they cut away from Giselle and
Right.
showed someone else, and you heard Giselle's voice. You were so defensive. Why
Mm-hmm.
couldn't you show her saying that?
Because it, because
I'm getting
it
very
was a still.
suspicious.
It was a cut over still. That's what happened. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't like that. It makes
Mm-mm.
me very suspicious, and especially after what Robin dropped when they were in Williamsburg,
Mm-hmm.
saying that she didn't say any of that, that it was voiceover work. Now I'm highly suspicious.
Of course, we're always suspicious of problem in editing.
Oh God.
And can we talk? Can we get to Karen real quick? Because
Yeah.
how Bravo did Karen, that commercial had me
And
crying.
the disclaimers.
Right? Every time. That gave me the biggest chuckle through the whole episode. Because they kept saying, not a depiction of Sir.
And then they asked her, why were you filming something about Surrey County and Potomac? And her response, like some of her responses, you just got to laugh. Like she knows that they are provocative. She's like, well, I was born in Surrey. So wherever I go, I take Surrey with me. Say what now?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And who in here doesn't know that peanuts come in shells?
Right.
A whole, I always thought it was a shell. I didn't know it was a whole,
A husk?
but
I
whatever.
think it was
A
a whole
husk?
husk,
Yeah.
whatever. It's still something.
No, a coconut is in a husk,
Husk.
but a peanut is a shell.
Yeah.
Guys, oh my lord, we're going downhill with this. But Karen, stop confusing the audience.
Giselle and Karen's argument is a true example of what one person said. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And I was talking to someone else. I said, you know what? What happens is, we had this question on our panel last week on our Why YouTube series. I said, are you more like when someone gives you a message, like when you're getting criticism, critique, does who does it matter who's telling you? Like, will you take a different versus if someone you like gives you that critique, will you take it different than someone who you don't like? And the panel went around. So the reason why I asked you this is because generally when someone gives you critique that you do not like, you're automatically on the defensive because you expect them to be coming after you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens in these situations. What they're saying could be right, but because they don't like the person, they're not they just already tune them out because they're already on defense.
Yeah, you receive information
Mm-hmm.
differently depending upon the person. That is so true. Okay, so Trey says Shady Production must have gotten a bonus for that footage of Karen's
Yes,
practice commercial.
exactly.
And Yanni clarifies, yes, a peanut is a legume. It comes in a shell. All right.
Come
Mm,
through, Yanni. We could come through
mm.
with the peanut knowledge. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my
But
goodness.
Karen had me hollering though.
She
I
did.
every,
But you know
I
what? I
mean,
want to go and get me some Surrey ham. I didn't know it was a thing. I'm a big pork person. I love it. I want to try it. I want to know. I want to know. Okay, so in the middle of the episode, they had a few individual snippets of some of the wives. We already talked about Chris and Candace, and their back and forth, their communication styles need work, and day drinking. Hey, love it, Chris. All right, so what did you think about Wendy and Eddie talking to the boys regarding what's going on at that point in time in their world?
Here's the thing, and I understand what they're trying to do. I really get it. But their boys are 6 and 8. Do I think it's a little bit young? Yes, a touch. I would say more like 10 or 12. But my issue with this scene was this.
Mm-hmm.
It came across when the old, so I think it was the older boy was speaking.
Uh-huh.
It came across as if he was trying to remember lines.
Yeah, it was very produced.
Because when kids particularly talk and they're really thinking, they speak in normal tone. They speak straight through. What he was trying to say, what he's trying to say, it came across as very choppy, like he's trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Or he was looking somewhere to see what he's supposed to say next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
It
for
it
me,
came over that way for me too.
for that scene to happen that way, I was kind of disappointed.
Um, do I think it was a good conversation? Yes. Um, if the kids brought it up, it would have been even better, but they brought it up. Do I think 8 is too young? No. No.
Mm,
Um, I just don't. I think it needs to be discussed as soon as there's socialization in school. Um, eh, I just think we need to prepare boys and girls properly for what they grow up into so that they are not caught off guard when they get higher and higher grades, because that's where it starts. That's where it starts. I
I'm
know
not.
they was talking about police, but sometimes you just like I and it's bad that we have to do that for our kids. It's bad. It's not great. Most people don't have to do it, but we do. And I just think if you phrase it properly on their level and mature along with them in that conversation as they grow up, it can be beneficial. I don't think 8
I
was
think
too young.
I think 8 is too young. Now my mother had the same conversation with me, but I was probably 10 to 12 as I entered the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade area. So we did have that conversation. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why is because I think at that age, kids aren't thinking about race and things of that nature. But when you move through school, we hit that fourth, fifth, and sixth. At least where I grew up, the schools I went to. When I hit the fourth grade, that's when I got introduced to more races. So
Mm-hmm.
then that's when my mother had that conversation with me. I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it. And then when I moved into seventh and eighth grade is when my eyes start open even more. But then when I got to high school, I'm like, y'all are just really crazy about the
The,
race thing.
the reason why I say 8 isn't too young for me is because kids have more access to internet, whereas when we were that age, we didn't. You see what I'm saying?
But the thing is
Um,
this though, I understand this. I understand what you're saying, that's
yeah.
true. But that being said, you do not want your child to go start Googling things and they see images they really are not meant to see at that such a young age. I'm
But that's
sorry.
why I said if the kid brings it up, if the kid starts asking
Okay.
questions, you have to address it.
Yeah, but in
I
this
wouldn't
situation,
have done this on a show.
right. I don't think he brought this up to her. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And that was my whole thing because again, it's the maturity level of your kid because you have some 8-year-olds that are old souls and they see things a bit differently. Like you and you could tell the difference between her older kid and her middle kid. The middle kid had absolutely no interest in anything that was going on there. Would I have a talk with him? No. But the older kid seems to be a little bit more mature. But would I have dragged him into this on TV? No. I would have waited for him to say, Mommy, Billy did da 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 at school. Why did he do that? And then have the conversation.
Yes, I can go with that.
Or even if I heard him saying something out of turn that I didn't like a particular word that I don't use.
Right.
And he says he heard it here, then I'm not going to let other people or the streets teach my
Yeah,
kid.
of
I'm
course.
going to take corrective action, but I have to like work on my kids level as well.
Mm-hmm.
And dumb down what I'm going to say, but dumb it up as we go along, just
No,
as
I
long
see
as he
that.
gets it. Yeah. But yeah, I would have just played football in the backyard if I was Wendy
Yeah.
too.
I mean, because for me, the moment they were trying to have did not go over well for me because
Mhm.
it seemed way too produced.
Mhm.
I think all we have left is Robin at this point.
Well, there's a little bit with Karen and Ashley. I thought it was funny that none of Ashley's kids like Karen.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, was they met for like at the place? Yeah, that was too funny.
None of her kids like Karen, but okay, girl. And then it's Robin going to see the life coach.
Hmm. So this was interesting to me because she is still holding on to them losing that money, and it seems like
Mhm.
even though it was both of their friends, she's
Mhm.
taken on the bulk of the blame, and she's still holding on to that. But
Mm.
you're building a business, so why wouldn't you? I guess with her, I understand where she's coming from, but if that's the case, the first thing you really should have done is gone to a business organization person to help you plan out your business. I think what happened is she just started a business with no plan, and I really don't think she thought she would be successful, and that's a shame.
That too. But remember, she said, and I thought it was key for her fear, what she said. She said, if a dear friend could do this to us, what would a
Hmm.
stranger do? And I think that's what's crippling her right there and why
Oh
she
yeah.
didn't seek help
Hmm.
from a financial advisor or an accountant or something like that. Um,
I agree. I agree.
okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
so that's why she's taking on the burden of responsibility because she's the one who hired the friend.
Mm,
Was there also some tittle tattle that she was having an affair with that person?
that was a scuttlebutt that was out there.
Oh dear. Mm-mm-mm.
So I mean, I get it, and I definitely get it, but I think there are times where when when you have a history of money issues from hiring the friend who stole the money to your taxes, there are certain times you have to understand what your shortcomings are, and you need to address those. You can't go into a business like this and then not have someone at least a financial advisor, at bare minimum a financial advisor to help you.
Look at this. Yanni says that she thinks Juan also holds her
I
responsible.
agree. Hmm.
And then the
I totally
tax
agree.
situation.
Yeah, I forgot to pay my taxes. What? No, ma'am.
Girl, H&R Block.
Yeah.
Hey, La Earl. Oh my God. All right. So, anything else happened in the episode?
No, like this was like I said, this wasn't a great episode, but it was a solid episode.
Hmm, I don't know. The only thing I took away is day drinking is good.
The party was fun. I liked the party.
Oh, the
The
goddess
food,
party?
the food looked good.
Yeah.
Like I said,
But Karen's pants. Why didn't she get those tailored
yeah,
and white? And they were filthy. Like she has to toss those. You can't get that dirt out of there.
no.
What a waste of money. Oh my God. Karen, throw your money at me instead of wasting it. All right. So, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 11, episode 17, A Tale of Two Accidents. Say what now?
Yeah, I think for this show, I think what we can do is hit on the key scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, for me, I'm not sure if it's for you, the key scenes were the get together between Dorit, Kyle, Mauricio, and PK, and then the Dorit's show at her house. To me, those were like the two scenes. Is there another thing you thought was pivotal?
I think we need to go through this chronologically
Yeah.
because it is a tale of two accidents, and the first dropping of the accident starts at the top,
So
and how
let's
we
do.
work its way down.
I think for this we're gonna have to do an actual review chronologically
Hmm.
based on the information that was released throughout the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, because I want to pay close attention to how this I don't know, it was mind-boggling, but how it evolved throughout and it's woven through the rest of the episode. So we see some BS at the front regarding Dorit and her fashion show and the weather and it's raining. But Kathy hosts a facial party at her home at the La Mansion for Kyle, Lisa Renna, and what's she name? Erica. Okay. And so while Kathy and Lisa are getting their facials, Kyle has a sit down with Erica and is like asking her, how she's doing or whatever. And then Erica just tells her this random story, which I got lost in. Did you?
I was like, what? I was like, where did this come from? Like, here's the thing, and this is what irked me. So based on the timeline that now she's revising, Tom had his accident. The sun came down to check on him, flipped his car 6 times, and you leave that out? What? No.
But no, 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 no. This was different because this is a different story. All
This is a
right.
different. Okay,
This is a different story.
the
It
way they cut it seemed like it was like he came down to check on him, and then okay, got it. Two
I
separate
had
things.
to rewind. I had to rewind
Okay.
because all right, so Erica says that it wasn't a good time. She's not in the mood to settle anything with Sutton because it's not a good time for her because Tom is living in the Pasadena place by himself. Burglars broke in. He confronted them. They popped him in the eye. They took him to the hospital. She gets a call from the police advising her about this, but she can't deal with it because she has to stay away. So her son goes to check on him. And he got eye surgery from the pop. So on the way back home, the son lives in the mountains where it's snowy and he flipped his car 6 times. I had to rewind it like about 3 times.
But was he coming down to see Tom in the hospital?
No, I think from what I understood, he went to go and check on Tom from the
Right.
burglars.
From the burglars. The burglars. Got
Yes,
it.
because he had to go and get eye surgery. He went to go and check on him because Erica couldn't. She had to stay away. So she sent the son. So when he was going back home, it was snowing in the mountains. And I love when Kyle was like, it was snowing in Pasadena.
God, you gotta love Kyle. You gotta love Kyle. You gotta love her for that.
But for real, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't know Pasadena has snow. I gotta ask
Me too.
Jamal.
I mean, when she said snow, I'm like, in Pasadena, in the valley. Period. Where?
But I didn't know where it was because I was like, wow. I thought snow was in like the northern part of California. And I was like, where is Pasadena? She commute real far. Look, that's why I had to replay it, because I'm here wondering about Pasadena and I'm just like missing stuff. So yeah, that was the scenario with that. Um, oh, and Erica said that he rolled his car 5 times there, but then Kyle turns it into 6 later.
Okay,
So
see, I knew six
that
was there somewhere.
this is how you get this how you play telephone, and this story mutated throughout the episode. So yeah, so Erica is stressed. um Kyle has some shady as piss confessionals in this episode, and I just felt like she was like that angry betrayed wife that
Mm-hmm.
ran over her cheating husband 5 times, putting the car in reverse and forward, just trying to get rid of him. Like, she would go in and say something shady, but then like, oh, but is it that I don't believe her? No, I believe her. What? You're
Yeah,
saying that the story is incredible, but
correct.
yet you still believe it. Okay,
Right.
Kyle. Mm.
Same thing with door it.
Door
Same thing.
it. Oh my God.
Child, child. When she tried to save, she
Mm-hmm.
tried to come in and rescue Erica's story.
But listen, Kyle had a valid point though. She's like, look, you spend time with Erica. It's as if nothing's happening. And then you find out later this catastrophic event happened, but you never knew. And you're just
Mhm.
like, huh? I don't know. Oh, and at that same facial party,
Mhm.
when Lisa got up off of the facial bed, didn't she look like C3PO from Star Wars?
She did.
Okay. I
Oh,
don't
what
know
is
if
that?
any of y'all are that old, but yeah, Lisa freaked me out when she got up off of that bed. I swore it was C3PO.
So here's the thing. Like Crazy Cat Mama says,
Mm-hmm.
the grapevine gets a lot of snow. True. Now and then, Gene says the snow story. I question. I live in Southern California. Now, um, but what it is like if she's in Pasadena
Mm-hmm.
and if Tom's in Pasadena, if you
Mm-hmm.
go further north, you're going further. You're not gonna hit snow. Like you're just not. Because Pasadena is like in the valley or near the valley. Like Pasadena, Encino, that's all like the valley. They don't really get snow.
Yeah, but like, how many hours away would you have to drive to get to snow?
So let's see. So if you go from say Pasadena to San Francisco, that's about depending on traffic, we'll say 6 hours ish.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then to really hit snow, you have to go beyond that to like Tahoe. Now Tahoe from San Francisco is about 2.5, 3 hours, depending on traffic. So that's roughly about 9 hours.
So, like, they did the Tahoe trip earlier. Um, so maybe he's a police officer up there and not in Pasadena. Do we remember where he's a police officer?
LA.
There's snow in LA?
So from Pasadena to Tahoe is 7 hours and 14 minutes. Depending on, we're gonna say depending. I say depending
Yeah.
on traffic.
Nowhere around LA gets snow.
See, yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. These comments are crazy. Okay. All right. So La Earl, you caught up. Good. All right. So Crazy Cat, her son might do like a lot of folk that work in LA but commute. Okay. Mauricio and PK taking the piss out of the story was iconic. Yes, it was, Liz. We're gonna get to that. Crazy Mom, nowhere around LA gets snow. Okay, so nowhere around LA gets snow. Um I lived in Northern California and I got hail
Yes.
a few times, but
Yes.
never snow.
Yeah.
So
Hail
not
comes
even in
through.
Northern California?
Well, Northern California. Okay, so Northern California really starts about the San Francisco Bay Area, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
That's Northern California.
And
So you
Big
have to go past San Francisco to get to snow. And
Stone is,
even if you do, it's like Gene said, it's Big Bear and
yeah.
Tahoe and all of that, and they really don't get that much snow.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So basically, he would have to live on the mountain ski slope to get snow.
Right, but there's generally like I've never lived. I can only go what I know about weather. LA doesn't get snow.
Mm, okay.
Unless he's commuting 7 hours each way from Tahoe to whatever. I just don't see that happening.
What? Nobody, no, okay. Not with a policeman's job.
Exactly, Yanni. Lake Tahoe is not too close to LA like that.
Okay, so hope none of Erica's statues broke full of
Money.
dollars. Oh no. Okay, so no snow in LA. He works for LAPD.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. Liz says it snows in LA in dystopian video game. Maybe Erica's playing one of those and this happened. Y'all so messy. Lake Tahoe is not close to LA like that. Okay, okay. Um, so why lie about a story about California to California people? Good point. Like you could get over on me. I don't live there. Big Bear will do artificial snow, and I believe that what was happening that was happening around that time. Oh my god. Oh good lord. I just anywho. All right, so quickly we see Garcelle with her matchmaker again, and she has a candidate, and he's muscly. And okay, girl, go get you a date and get you some dick. Next, all right, so we see Kyle going to Crystal's house, and Crystal's renovating her basement to put in a golf simulator. It's supposed to be $1 million renovation, but she got him down to $500,000 because they have to dig through the sub basement because her
Hmm.
husband is so tall. Whatever, girl. All right. Kyle starts talking about how Garcelle was saying she was triggered. You trying to find a problem where there is none. Kyle, shut up. Crystal, I'm not here for her. So next, Dorit and PK come over to Kyle's for dinner.
That was just beyond funny because they told all through her story, and
So,
they were sitting there trying to like. Kyle was trying to say, but then she gave up.
well, no, she gave up, and then Dorit
Picked
tried
up.
to say, oh well, let's start from the top. Kyle and Dorit are in the kitchen doing the salmon, and Kyle tells her what Erica said to her about this next incident with Tom and the son, right? And she she's like, what? I don't understand. Da, da, da. They bring everything out and they tell the men, PK and Mauricio.
Right. Hey,
Um,
actually, sorry, I have to take a call real quick. Is that okay?
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Um, so the men are just ridiculous. First of all, PK wants mayo or tartar sauce for his salmon. I don't blame him. Kyle cooked it. I don't like anything that she cooks. It's not that appealing. Okay. So Durit questions whether it could be true. And then PK asked Mauricio if he knew about the Tom's surgeries. And I think this goes back to the first story that Erica told back in La Quinta about going through the switchback and he rolled down that ravine and he was unconscious for 12 hours and she was in Japan or Hong Kong or something and she came in. So that's where the two stories merged was at this dinner and that's why we're all so confused. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. No. It was just a quick call I had to take for work. But
Mhm.
oh my goodness, that was just so bad.
Mhm.
That was terrible.
It was PK who caused the confusion because he brought up the other story. And it just goes to show how fantastical everything is with this.
Yes, and when he said like, "What are you talking about?" He's a lawyer, a 79-year-old lawyer, not a football player. But you're gonna say, "No, don't work on the brain, work on the ankle." I was like, "Yep, there we go."
Mhm. Yep.
But you notice how PK was not here for Dorit though, and her trying to like, what if he's like, no, we're not gonna even do this. Stop it.
Yeah, because it was her who brought up, what if,
Yes.
she said, you know, don't touch the brain, like focus on the ankle. And he was like, yeah, what person in their sane mind is going to do that? And he shut her all the way down as he should have. That was dumb. But PK, look out for it because I hope she's not your medical advocate because you older than her.
And also, like, can we just say how messy Dorit was by bringing that mess up at the table? Like, Kyle just told me like the most like unbelievable story in the kitchen.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you ain't right either, Dorit. You ain't right either.
But you heard Mauricio. Mauricio said that there are lies everywhere. He
Everywhere.
ain't no damn better than PK for his high self.
But they were entertaining, and PK is. We might have to give PK a diamond shit at this point because he's telling all the facts.
It was like the story is so crazy. How could somebody make this up? Are you done?
Right.
Are you done? Okay, so basically, what I got out of this, Erica says she didn't let them operate on Tom's brain because he was old and unconscious for 12 hours. So, okay, did you want him dead?
Right.
Were you trying to collect insurance? Like, I don't understand that thought process. And what doctor's going to listen to her? Like, I don't know. It makes no sense. And the laughing at that dinner party was epic. And Kyle, I think Kyle at one point when she put her hands over her face, like she realized that this is not going to come over well on film.
Right.
You notice that she hardly said anything during that meal.
Mm-hmm.
It was all Dorit, PK, and Mauricio.
She wouldn't have no parts of that.
Wow.
But she was letting loose in her confessionals though.
Mm-hmm.
She had a
Well,
lot to say.
she did, but she kept on walking it back though, and it was pissing me off. It was pissing me off. Um, hold on, sorry. What is next? Okay, so the next scene we see is finally the big day for the wedding dress line party. They're hosting it inside of Dorit's home. It was supposed to be outside, but there was such bad weather the whole week. They had to set it up inside, and it really looked pretty. She threw a good coin at that. And all of the wives were able to bring their husbands, except Erica. She came solo. But I thought it was nice seeing like Sutton's boyfriend. Garcelle flew solo as well, and Harry showed up late.
Yes. But I have to like Ebony, yes, Kyle was finally caught. She lost herself for a quick moment. Good job, Kyle. Keep doing that. That's what we need from you. Keep filling it. And yes, Dorit's dresses were stunning. Like you can't take that away from her. This is why I would rather see her in her office designing and doing this stuff. Like I don't need you to talk too much.
Did she really design them though?
Yes. Because the reason why she's always said she's had history in design, and if she went on TV talking about these are my designs and they weren't, she could be sued.
Okay.
and we're not talking like for no small money either.
All right, and the park dress with all the pearls on it is $35,000.
Hmm.
I guess I'm not in her price point then. Okay.
You know,
Ugh.
the Rit don't like make dresses for the off the rack. Come on now.
Okay. Okay. Um, all of the women say that they never want to get married again, except Garcelle. Garcelle was
Right.
kind of like on the fence. Oh, by the way, I loved her yellow outfit. And then with the hairpins
Hmm.
on her head, I thought it looked really cute. And yeah, that was all I had to say. Yeah. Um we find out Harry arrives late, and he has a new role playing Tom Brokaw, so he'll be back in Canada.
Gina Max is like 35K expensive. Um, depends on how much money you have to spend. I guess I could say that.
I'm not spending 35K on a fucking dress. Somebody else could spend it for me, but I'm not doing that. And a dress that's gonna get trashed with also, like, oh God, no. But good for whoever can buy it.
Right.
Um. Okay, so they see the fashion show. Everyone loves it. They congratulate Dorit. They sit down for dinner. Yay, yay, yay. So then the boys go outside and the ladies stay inside, and the mess starts. Mm. Why PK the only one who say he ain't busy?
Garcelle shouldn't have. Ebony says Garcelle shouldn't have said that she wanted to get married again because she knows that her twin boys, are not into it. True. 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 True.
True, but I don't know. Their feelings might change as they get older.
Crazy cat. I wonder if Erica was showing that shade beaver off at the party since the men were there. Shaking my head.
Oh my God.
And Gina says 35K in Texas can buy you a house.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
in
Like,
Florida too.
that's the
Hmm.
thing. Like, why would you spend the money on a dress? It makes no sense. Buy property.
Yeah. What did you think about Kyle bringing up the comment that Garcelle made in her interview?
She wasn't being messy, and it was just to keep the conflict between Dorit and Garcelle going. That's all that was. A little bit of producing by Kyle on that one.
So stupid. So see, this is why Garcelle doesn't feel like she's fully accepted into this group. This is why,
Right.
and y'all bitches wonder, you know. Um, Dorit thinks that Garcelle is making up things to be controversial. Girl,
But
bye.
it was funny. I'm gonna say this with all due respect. Dorit. I'm gonna be nice and say this. Just by Garcelle being on Baywatch, she's infinitely more interesting than you are and more relevant. Sorry, you
Mm-hmm.
you trying to say um you trying to say that Garcelle's making things up to be provocative. She doesn't need to be provocative. She is the first African American African heritage woman to be on Beverly Hills, so that makes her infinitely more interesting than you are just there. Then she's been in Hollywood for like almost 30 years. That's another thing. And she is still booked and busy and she is still modeling.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have to, they came and got her. She didn't ask to be
Mm-hmm.
on this show. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this, be mindful of people's careers and be
Mm-hmm.
mindful that not everyone needs to be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Garcelle, we don't need this check. If you really want to call a thing a thing, it's a nice check. Don't get me wrong, but does she need to
Mm-hmm.
be on here? No. Now, do you need to be on here? I'm based on the tax issues you have that are in the headlines. You do. So on this one, take a back seat and be easy.
Mm-hmm. But Garcelle makes a point. She asked the ladies, like, can she not have her own opinions? Like, not everybody has to assimilate to the Fab Fox Five or whoever the hell they is. I just don't get it. And Garcelle says nobody has her back except Sutton. Meanwhile, Lisa and Erica are sitting at the table. The other girls are at a high boy a few feet away, and they're going in on Garcelle. So Erica is like, "Are we going over there?" And Lisa's like, "No, she's a big girl. She could take Dorit." And I was like, "You bitch." Erica hollers over to Garcelle and says Sakbase. And so she's like Nabule or whatever it is. I know I mispronounced that. Forgive me. Languages are not my thing. But she's like, okay. But at least Erica says something. Lisa, Lisa is such a piece of shit. And the men are seeing what's going on inside. And this is where Harry's like, should I go in there? And the men are like, no, dude. Stand down. And Harry's like, oh, I'm going to go in. He ain't no better than Lisa.
Nope.
He ain't no better than Lisa. Because what does Lisa do? Get up to try and intersect Harry from coming in. So whatever's going down at the high boy can keep on going down. Go and jump on Garcelle at the high boy.
Exactly.
Garcelle is pissed again at Dorit and at Kyle. I think she should be pissed at Kyle. I hope that this everybody's focused on whether Erica is going to say, like, answer all the questions or whatever. And that's what Andy and them are saying. I see a lot of other reviewers are saying that she answers all the questions and that NBC Universal made Andy ask these hard questions. I feel like I'm going to be disappointed. Just because you answer a question doesn't mean that you actually provide a real answer. You can talk around a lot of subjects. And I really do hope that she did some serious prep with her attorneys before coming into this. Mm-hmm. And if she did, we will leave that reunion just as dumbfounded as we are right now.
Exactly. Let's see. Let me go back. Dorit, she is playing with the wrong fire. She thinks Garcelle is a nobody. Dorit, please have several seats. Exactly. I mean, like I said, Garcelle was on Baywatch, Models Inc. Yeah, she's got a list of credits. Like I said, her time on Baywatch alone like dwarfs Dorit. So yeah, bye Dorit. It's nice to meet you. Let's see. Yanni says Ebony, between all of them, Garcelle's a real celebrity with a real job. She's working on the real while filming this, so she's getting twice checked. So there we go.
Did you see Jean's comment? Did anybody see Erica's tweet about the dinner with Dorit and Kyle? Yeah, I did.
No. Which one was it? Because I know I clicked on one tweet, but I may have missed this one.
Is it the one where there's a image of Mauricio laughing and PK looking like a ghoul or something like that? And she was not happy with it.
Oh, I saw that one. I did see that one. Uh-oh.
Uh-huh. Well. And then she had another tweet. The last one that I saw was some sort of emoji. And then in the middle, I win again. And then more emojis. And I was like, what you winning, girl? A prize at the fair?
You're still being sued. How are you winning?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anytime you're in lawsuits, you're never winning. Sorry to tell you.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Jean says, Ebony, I feel like Garcelle and Sumner are the only ones being real on the show. Agreed. Crystal too.
No.
You're just anti. You're just anti. So we'll agree to disagree on that one. Andy blows smoke sometimes with us. True. Let the audience judge which questions are correct. Mm-hmm. Because if one of those questions isn't where is the money, I don't care.
Right, but don't forget, NBC Universal has to also protect themselves, and they're not going to
True.
hold themselves liable. So, how hard are these questions going to be?
Right. Andy's going around saying that he asked the tough questions. She answered everything. I don't believe that. I doubt it. He's just getting us hyped up. Yep, there's a reason why taping got delayed. Correct. Laura's got involved. They're like, nope, you got to cut that out.
Mm-hmm.
She can't say that. That's what I think. That I agree with you. That's what happened. I object. That's gotta go.
Let me
Oh
tell
yeah.
you, if there isn't some like strange editing or mouse moving and nothing's coming out or
Right.
something like an old kung fu picture, like
Yes.
this is going to be epic, but in all the wrong ways.
Wrong way.
Oh my God. Oh, and I saw what's her name? Lisa on Watch What Happens Live. She said that she advised Erica to get crisis management team early on, but Erica didn't do it. So, you know, she knows that she advised it.
So basically Ren is now throwing her under the bus too. Just saying. It's interesting when you say things like that. That means you're trying to distance yourself away from that person just a touch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told her to get crisis management, and she chose not to. What? That's not a friend. You don't, because that was not. I'm sure that question wasn't asked. Lisa likes to volunteer information when she feels like she can come under fire.
It's true because he asked her about what does she think about the adverts, you know, I can lay back and they eat my you know, those things that PK was talking about last week. And she was like, well, you know, I advised her to get a crisis management team. I was like, wait, what? So you ain't answering about the
right
pictures, but you dropping this.
Yeah, no. See, like Erica, like this is like you think Lisa's your friend? Get out of here.
Wow. It's called Tom. She's doing his bidding. Yeah. And PK mentioned one thing that I thought was slightly overlooked in all of this and all of the laughing and cackling. He said that she has been under control by this person for 2 decades. And she still is being under control by this person. And I thought that I could kind of agree with that because this all sounds like strategy from Tom's camp.
So you know what? Because like when you say it like that, and when you put it together with PK, I hope this makes sense. When PK said she's been under his control for 20 years and still is, who's to say she's not thinking like, you know what, Tom is the only one who can get me out of this? Because remember, that's
who's under control could think that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's making the wrong decisions.
Because remember, she said like she wanted to leave earlier, but she's like, where can I go? I don't have anything.
And he has her thinking that she has nothing and nowhere to go.
And then now she's mired in all this legal mess. Who else would you turn to but your husband, who's actually a great attorney, whether you like him or not?
Oh my God.
So she's been like, it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome, in my opinion. Like in a way, like, you know, she's like, well, he got me into this mess. He's probably the only one who can get me out. I think it's based on what PK said. I mean, I don't think this is too far off. This is not too far off a conclusion.
Okay, so Yanni, you thought what Lisa said was an apology to Denise for what happened last season? I thought that she just said, yeah, I regret my messiness, but I didn't hear no apology on that. She just wanted to throw some shit out there just to get us all talking about it, but I ignored that. And C3PO said no thanks. Oh Lord, like Earl, but she did look like C3PO. She did. I don't know. I'm way back in the chat, y'all. I'm sorry. Yanni says, I don't think Erica mind been under his control. At this point, she had a way out, is choosing to do and is choosing to do his bidding. Yep. Wait, sorry, hold on. She could be ratting all of this to the feds and getting out of this with
Mm-hmm.
nothing and keeping her career. She made the opposite choice. She did say that she wore a wire once. When?
No, no. It was a game. Like what was it?
Right. Two
Two
truths, two
truths and a
truths or one
lie.
lie.
Yeah.
But did she ever say what was the lie?
No.
Hmm.
Never.
Hey, Montana. EJ photo op at TJ Maxx. Wait, she was at TJ Maxx? Are you serious? Oh wow. Things must be rough. You shop in the same place I do. Oh my god. So yeah, that was the episode. That was the episode.
It was good. Oh, Montana. That was in the trailer for next week's episode. Yeah, I saw that, and I hollered.
Wait, did you talk about EJ saying allegedly about words from her mouth? Wait, what was that?
That was in the trailer for next week.
Did I see
About
that?
when they're talking about accident, she's like, yeah, and Tom was in his accident, blah blah blah, and Eric was like, yes, allegedly. And then Kyle like, hold on, what do you mean
Yeah.
allegedly?
Yeah, I was like, is that the same scene? And why are we all of a sudden saying allegedly on this show?
Yes, yes, that's next week's episode.
See, Gina says she told three truths. Ooh, you.
I'm with Gina. I'm with Gina. I thought they were all true.
Oh, see, when she first said the three things, I agree with Yanni. I thought that she meant that she was ratting out Tom to the
I thought
Fed.
they're. I'm with Gina. I thought they were all true, but she was trying to tell us. She was trying to covertly tell us, like, yeah, just so y'all know, wink, wink.
Oh my god.
Gina says it was in the Daily News. Yanni said yes, she was shopping for clothes at TJ Maxx and called for paparazzi. What? She has plenty of clothes. Oh my goodness! Not calling the paparazzi to shop at TJ Maxx.
Well, I mean, if she's trying to show how her life is, she did the same thing when she was pumping gas, didn't she? Looking like a hot ass mess doing the self service. Oh, Yanni says she thinks the feds is a lie. Is the lie, or she would be fighting so bad to keep his story. Mm.
Mm. The county says Marshall, maybe TJ Maxx.
Wait, Marshall's maybe not TJ Maxx. Oh my god, y'all are a mess. Look. Ross is my favorite, and Marshall's and TJ Maxx is my backup.
She looked like Mama. She's like Mama June. This channel.
Allegedly.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that's why we said that's why we keep saying we say this is our opinion.
oh, we need to put that in a banner at the bottom.
Yeah.
Trying to look poor. It's all staged.
I love.
God. Wait, that's my everyday. Okay, well, I acknowledge that. Yeah, I do trying to look poor very well. It's just an everyday thing. Um, exactly. That's Tom's strategy. She did the gas one.
Mhm.
His at old
At
folks.
old folks home.
Yeah. We Debbie, not Erica. Oh my god.
I do find it interesting now Erica's saying allegedly.
I want to see that full clip.
The
Not
full clip.
because I be getting suckered by the editing on this show or all of Bravo, period. And I'm thinking one thing, and then when it's aired, it's just like, say what now? Sucker punch. I love TJ Maxx, but I'm cheap and poor. Yep,
Ross
me
is the
too.
best. Ross is the best. I'm sorry.
Ross is my number one. I'm sorry. I love Ross. I go like I've been to 7 Ross stores in one day. I have no shame.
Ross is the best. I don't care what nobody say.
Hmm. And true, Montana, it won't make a difference to the IRS. It really won't.
Mm-mm.
It won't. Do we count how many times our car rolls? Wait, who's counting while their car is rolling? I'm just
Correct. Correct.
and I've been in a car that rolled. I do not know how many times it rolled. I know it rolled from the top of the hill down to the bottom of the hill, and that was it. Oh my God. But yeah, but it did go, and that's where it went from 5 to 6. At the facial spa party at the La Mansion, it was 5 per Erica. And by the time it got to Kyle's house with Dorit and the boys, it became 6.
Oh
So
wow, Yanni. Wow, Yanni says I don't have a Ross around. They closed a decade ago. Wow.
what? Sacrilege. Where you live
But
so
I
we
hear,
can
but I
go to
hear,
the new one.
but I hear good things about TJ Maxx though.
It is nice. Like, most of the stuff is on the hangers, on
Hmm.
the racks, and not at, like a bad day at Ross, everything is on the floor.
Correct. Everything.
Everything is on the floor.
And at Ross, I love when things are mispriced in my favor. I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead, you can do that.
Hmm. Hmm. I want proof of her truths. Police reports, hospital records. Yeah, when she said okay, so I remember the house being burgled. I do remember that making the news. So that part is true. Did he really get hit? Did
Yeah,
he have eye surgery? Is there like insurance forms and doctors signing off on it? Like, is there so okay, so there's a police report of the burglary, but was he there? Or did he come home afterwards and slip and fall?
I have no clue.
Child. Well, if he faced the burglar, since he has dementia, he probably thought he knew them. You think?
I mean, he allegedly has dementia. I haven't seen like paperwork like confirming he has the dementia. So that's just to me that's just speculation at this point. But you never know until we know exactly what's going on. We can't really place anything together. So it is what it is.
Yeah. At least this story is better than the first story because there's actual police record of the break-in, whereas there's no police record of the last rollover. Well, whatever. This story is just teen too much. I just it's ridiculous.
Agreed.
But that was the episode. So guys, let us know what you think. Um Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Someone said we're growing. We want to grow more. Help us get to 600. Are we at 600? I don't even know. No, we're nowhere near 600.
583.
Yay!
Yep.
Oh my God. So guys, tell a friend, have them come and join the party, even if it's just on one of the days that we do your favorite show. We appreciate it. We love you guys in the live chat. You guys help us with trying to figure out all of these stupid
Exactly.
stories. And we really appreciate it because y'all come with the proof, the backup, and the good questions. And hello to everybody in the replay crew. We love y'all too. So Jamal, any final thoughts today?
No, we're good.
Yeah, all
Yep.
good.
Yes.
All right, guys. Until what are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Whitney.
Whitney. 2 episodes.
2 episodes of Whitney, y'all. Come back tomorrow.
I have to
Ready.
watch them today. I have to watch them today. Like this is just gonna be a whole mess.
I watched one and I have to watch the second one today.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can catch up. So be ready tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We're back to normal Friday time. And we'll discuss Whitney and My Big Fat Fabulous Life. Until next time,
Of course.
bye.
Bye.